Well, g'day. One of my greatest mentors was Jim Rohn, James Rohn. Mr. Rohn I met when I was 16 years of age, and today I want to cover off on my 45 biggest lessons from Jim. I'm taking 45 of his best quotes. I'm going to teach them to you the way he taught them to me so that I think you will get as much as you can out of this. Now, by the way, if you don't subscribe, click the subscribe button and hit the bell. Make sure you get reminders. James Rohn, Mr. Rohn, farm boy from Idaho, as he used to always say. I love learning from Jim, and I was lucky enough at 16 to sit in a seminar with him at the Brisbane City Town Hall. First thing I wrote down that night, or probably the most important thing I wrote down, was don't wish it were easier, wish you were better. Mr. Rohn taught us real simple. Life doesn't get easier, you get better at life. Business doesn't get easier, you get better at business. If you take that lesson on, it will be one of the most valuable lessons you ever got. Second lesson I got from Mr. Rohn. He's such a dry sense of humor. He said, if you don't like how things are, change it. You're not a tree. You can move, you can change. If you don't like your job, go get a different job. You don't like where you live, and go live somewhere else. You don't like the city you're in, move to a different city. You don't like your friends, go get different friends. You're not a tree. And to me, that was one of the simplest things. And I see people complain about stuff, and it's like, stop complaining. You're not a tree. Go move. Number 3, happiness is not something you postpone for the future. It is something you design for the present. Too many people are like, well, when I get this, I'll be happy. When I've done that, I'll be happy. Or when I do this, No, do it now. Get it done now. There's no time like the present. Number 4, if someone is going down the wrong road, doesn't need motivation to speed them up. What they need is education to turn them around. Mr. Rohn used to have the debate, and I think it was him and Zig Ziglar that debated the education versus motivation. And, you know, I always loved the idea, and my dad used to say this, if you motivate an idiot, they just do stupid things faster. So here on my YouTube channel, we don't want to do that. So keep learning and keep growing and do that sort of stuff. Education. Get on my 30X business, my 30X life, or get on 30X wealth. Click the link now and make sure you're on those things. Number 5, failure is not a single cataclysmic event. If you don't fail overnight, instead failure is a few errors in judgments repeated every day. Now, I can't say it in Mr. Rohn's old drawl, but if you keep doing the same mistakes, the same bad habits day in, day out, you lead to failure. Failure doesn't happen in one day. It's a gradual degradation of your health. It's a gradual wasting of money. All of those things are a part of it. Number 6, affirmation without discipline is the beginning of delusion. Yes, deluding yourself. I call that when people go below the point, and they're in this thing called, when we go below the point, we have 3 different behaviors that I see: blame, excuse, and denial. That delusion, that denial of thinking, okay, I've set a goal, and then you don't do anything about it. No, don't just do affirmation. You got to have the discipline to follow through. Number 7, one of my favorites ever of Mr. Rohn. Formal education will make you a living. Self-education will make you a fortune. And that's why you're here with me, I'm guessing, because the simple reality of life is the more you learn, the more you earn. Cannot be put any different from that. Number 8, if you're not willing to risk the unusual, you'll have to settle for the ordinary. Dang. Can't add to that one, can I? Mr. Rohn hit it right, nail on the head. Number 9, if you don't design your own life plan, chances are you'll fall into someone else's plan. And guess what they have planned for you? Not much. That's how Mr. Rohn will put it. Not much. And so when you sit down and think of it, if you don't go after your own dreams, then you end up working for someone else who does. Number 10, it doesn't matter which side of the fence you get off on sometimes. What matters most is getting off. You can't make progress without making decisions. You know, what happens when you sit on the fence? You get hurt, okay? You've got to make a decision and make action and move in a certain direction. Number 11, maturity is the ability to reap without apology and not complain when things don't go well. Yes, I'm successful. I'm not apologizing for that fact. Yep, made a mistake. Got to get to work and fix that thing. You know, that's the maturity factor in life. Oh, number 12, another one of my absolute favorites. The few who do are the envy of the many who only watch. The few who do are the envy of the many who only watch. Mr. Rohn just had the best languaging for stuff. Number 13, the major reason for setting a goal is for what it makes of you to accomplish it. Think about that. What it makes you will always be better be far greater value than what you get. See, who you become in the process of achieving your goal is worth more than the goal itself. Number 14, the walls we build around us keep sadness out, but they also keep out joy. Dang. Boom. You got to get out there and have fun if you want to be in this thing. Study 30X Life. Click the link, Study 30X Life. Make sure you understand that stuff. Number 15, success is doing ordinary things extraordinarily well. Huh. Success is doing ordinary things extraordinarily well. Thank you, Mr. Rohn, for that one. Number 16, either you run the day or the day runs you. Plan your day every day. Finish the day today. Write down what you're doing tomorrow and do that the rest of your life. Number 17, motivation is what gets you started. Habit is what keeps you going. I like using the word ritual. I spell ritual, by the way, R-I-C-H-U-A-L. You know, rituals are the thing. Keep going. Don't just get motivated. Keep the habit in place. Keep the ritual in place. Number 18, getting around people who have something of value to share with you. Their impact will continue to have significant effect on your life long after they have departed. Get around people. You can do that here on YouTube. Click subscribe, click the bell. Make sure you do that stuff. Number 19, you cannot change your destination overnight, but you can change your direction overnight. Holy heck, that one had such an impact on me because, you know, yeah, overnight I'm not going to make that big, but overnight I can go from this way to this way. You know, overnight you can change your direction. Very simple. Number 20, learn how to separate the majors and the minors. A lot of people don't do well simply because they major in minor things. They're great at tidying up, but they're not good at actually doing the big things. Stick with the big things, not the little things. Employ people do little things. Make sure you do the big things. Don't mistake movement for achievement is number 21. It's easy to get faked out by being busy. The question is, busy doing what? Busyness, you know, it's such a thing. People... You got to be doing the right things. Don't just keep busy. Get focused. Do your list every day. Make sure you're focused on the A priorities day in, day out. Number 22, learn how to say no. That's why I promote November. November is, we say no to almost everything in November. We get clear on what it is we need to say yes to, okay? Don't let your mouth overload your back, Mr. Rohn used to say. You know, the old monkeys. What's that book? The 1 Minute Manager and the Monkey. Buy that book. Number 23, good people are found, not changed. Whoa. Hiring people for my business, friends. You know, relationships. Good people are found, not changed. He said, recently I read a headline that said, we don't teach people to be nice, we simply hire nice people. What a clever shortcut. Not hard. We don't motivate our staff, we hire motivated people. Simple. What are we up to? Number 24, your personal philosophy is the greatest determining factor in how your life works out. Study that one over and over again. Your personal philosophy is the greatest determining factor in how your life works out. Mr. Rohn could not be more accurate when he sits down and says, how you view the world determines how your life works out. That's why I would study and read success, understand how did successful people create success. If they can do it, I can read it, I can model that, I can study that, I can understand it. Number 25, big lesson, this one. So let me read it out and then we'll get into the detail of it. To become financially independent, you must turn part of your income into capital. Turn capital into enterprise, turn enterprise into profit, turn profit into investment, and turn investment into financial independence. Whoa, Jim, Mr. Rohn. I remember at 31, I went and showed him my notes because I was his opening act. 16, I'm sitting there in the seminar listening to him. 31, I'm his opening act in Sydney Convention Center. 5,000 people in the audience. And I showed him my notes from when I was 16. And Mr. Rohn looked at my notes and said, please call me Jim. I said, yes, Mr. Rohn. I always remember. Some people earn that right to be Mr. Let's go over that again. To become financially independent, you must turn your income into capital. In other words, take a part of what you make and make it into capital. Turn capital into enterprise. Build a business. Turn it into a business. Invest your money into a business, okay? Turn enterprise into profit. Great, so you make a profitable business. Turn profit, that high-level profit, into an investment and turn investments into financial independence. It is such an amazing formula that you could study for years and it would still be as powerful as it was today when you first learned that. Number 26, We can move more than we've got because we can become more than, we can have more than we've got because we become more than what we are. Remember at 16, setting a goal after I met Mr. Rohn of retiring at 25. People said, you can't possibly do that. You're right. The 16-year-old me couldn't do it. But the person I was becoming could do that. 26. It took me till 26 to get to financial retirement. Number 27. Happiness is not an accident, nor is something you wish for. Happiness is something you design. Success is something you design. Business success, all of these things. Financial independence is something you design. It's not something that's an accident, not what you wish for. It's what you design. Number 28. Your family and your love must be cultivated like a garden. Time, effort, and imagination must be summoned constantly to keep any relationship flourishing and growing. Whew. So important. Invest in relationships. Invest in it. Cultivate it like a garden. Mr. Rohn would say it so much better in his farm boy Idaho accent, but I love that stuff. Number 29, you must either modify your dreams or magnify your skills. That one used to smack me about all the time. If I got massive dreams, I got to increase my skill level to my dream level. If your skill level is less than your dream level, then you better stop dreaming that big. Increase your skill level to your dream level and things can happen for you. Number 30, it's easy to carry the past as a burden instead of a school. It's easy to let it overwhelm you instead of educate you. The past is a school. The past is an education. It's not a burden you carry. You know, things happen to teach you. They didn't happen to stop you. The lessons you take from it are the important things. Take the lesson and move forward, okay? What are we up to? Number 31. I find it fascinating that most people plan their vacations with better care than they plan their lives. Perhaps it's because escape is easier than change. Oh, that second line. Escape is easier than change. How much time have you invested into planning your life, okay? Go sign up with Travis Bell, the Bucket List Life Coach. Here's the link. Sign up with Travis Bell, Bucket List Life Coach. That guy's a genius at helping you plan your life. And study 30X Life. Here's the link again, 30X Life. Click the link. It's down below. It's everywhere. Number 32, don't set your goals too low. If you don't need much, you won't become much. Oh, how much does that one smack you between the eyes? If you don't need much, you won't become much. Another mentor of mine said, you're only ever as big as your competition. You know, the bigger you set a goal, the bigger the competition you're going after, then, you know, the bigger the reality of what it is you're going to become. Keep that one in mind. Number 33, don't join an easy crowd. You won't grow. Go where expectations and demand to perform are high. Put yourself, you know, if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. You know, you got to put yourself amongst a group of people that demand more of you, that demand success, people that are successful. So to be around them, you got to have your own level of success. You got to perform at the best you, not an okay you, the best version of you. Number 34, one of the greatest gifts you can give to anyone is the gift of attention. When you're with someone, be with them. Okay, when you're watching a video, watch the video. When you're doing something, be with someone. Don't be on your phone when you're with someone. Pay attention. Give them your attention. From that attention comes intention, and that's how relationships prosper. I was sitting at hockey last night, ice hockey with my kids, and the gentleman next to me was a physician, and he introduced himself, and I gave him attention for 5 minutes. Now he's going to become a customer of our business because you give people attention. Number 35, economic disaster begins with a philosophy of doing less and wanting more. Dan, could we speak about that subject? Doing less and wanting more, the deservedness. Well, I deserve this. I deserve an education. You do not deserve an education. It's a gift. Treat everything as a gift and go after the gift. Economic disaster begins with that philosophy, as Mr. Rohn says. Number 36 from number 36 from Mr. Rohn. My father taught me to always do more than you get paid for as an investment in your future. Huh. I get paid to do X. If I do X plus 10%, it's an investment in my future. Huh. Simple. Number 37. Some things you have to do every day. Eating 7 apples on Saturday night instead of 1 a day just isn't going to get the job done. I love that one. You know, it's like Arnie Schwarzenegger said, no one can do your push-ups for you. Mr. Rohn said, no one can do your reading for you. And he doesn't say read, you know, once a month. It's like every day you got to do certain things. It's like you've got to do your meditation, your prayer, whatever form it is, every day. You've got to do your learning every day. You got to make sales every day. You can't just make sales on a Wednesday. You got to do it every day. Keep that momentum. You got to do marketing every day. You got to do your health and fitness every day. Build your relationships every day. Some things are 7 days a week. Number 38. We all must wage an intense lifelong battle against the constant downward pull. If we relax, the bugs and weeds of negativity will move into the garden and take away everything of value. There's a simple law in life. It's called the second law of thermonuclear dynamics. Now, that doesn't sound too simple, but it is. The tree is either growing or dying. Your business is either growing or dying. Your wealth is either growing or dying. You are either growing or dying. You're either learning and growing and getting better, or you're getting worse. You can't stand still, okay? And it's Mr. Rohn's words, an intense lifelong battle against the constant downward pull. You know, the brain is trained. You're going down the highway and there's this beautiful sunset. People don't pull over to look at the sunset, but if there's a crash on the other side of the road, they'll slow down and rubberneck. Keep going for the positive. Keep the positive going into your brain every single day. Otherwise, the news and all of that rubbish will grab you. Number 39. Humility is a virtue. It took me a long time to study this one. Timidity is a disease. Being timid is a disease. Humility is a virtue. It took me a long time to study that one and really grasp it. I feel that humbleness is such a great thing, but humbleness gone too far is being timid, not asking for what you're worth, not standing up for yourself. The doormat syndrome. Number 40, learn how to be happy with what you have while you pursue all that you want. Learn how to be happy with what you have while you pursue all that you want. You know, happiness doesn't come when you get to somewhere. Happiness is something that you choose to do. Happiness is an emotion you choose to be. It's who you are. So choose the emotion of happiness. Choose to do that, all that sort of thing. Number 41. This one took me a long time to study as well. Humans have the remarkable ability to get exactly what they must have. But there is a difference between a must and a want. Difference between a must and a want. What you must have, humans have the ability to get. I must breathe. You know, you fight to breathe. Do you want your goals? Are you committed to your goals? You know, it's that old chicken, the difference between the pig and the chicken, bacon and eggs. Pig's committed, chicken's participating. Are you the pig or are you the chicken? Are you committed to it is a big thing. The must versus the want. Number 42, thanks Mr. Rohn. Make rest a necessity, not an objective. Only rest long enough, though, to gather your strength. You got to rest. You got to take care of your body, because if you don't take care of your body, it's no use being rich and dead. Okay, successful and dead is still dead. 43, we must all suffer one of two things. Pain of discipline, pain of regret and disappointment. Well, you got to have the discipline if you want to be successful in this thing called life. No other way around it. Thank you, Mr. Rohn. Number 44. The 44 and 45 really so powerful. You could just live with these two. 44. The worst thing one can do is to not try. To be aware of what one wants and not give into it. To spend years in silence, hurt, wondering if something could have materialized and never knowing. To not go after your dreams kills more dreams than failure. Go for your dreams. To sit and not go for them. Thank you, Mr. Rohn, for putting it in a set of words that made it so clear to me and allowed me to move forward with going after my dreams. Number 45. It's almost 2 in 1. Read a book a week for the rest of your life. Not a book a month, not a book every 2 weeks, a book a week for the rest of your life. And work harder on yourself than you do on your job. Work harder on you than you do on your job. Keep coming back, keep learning. Click subscribe, click the bell. I look forward to keeping chatting with you over and over and over again. Go back, rewatch this, share it with as many people as you possibly can. YouTube's a wonderful place as long as you keep learning.